Of Northwest Strings, another video today. Just want to kind of get my thoughts out there on something that I've seen in the community, the lacrosse community that is the people who give out patterns and the people who don't. Those are pretty much the two types of people, stringers wise, those are the two types of stringers there are. There are the stringers who give out their patterns and the stringers who don't. On the side of stringers who do give out their patterns, they, like Greg from East Coast Eyes, prime example, he wants to help develop other younger kids into stringers. He wants to help the kids who are just beginning to play lacrosse and need to have their sticks strung learn to string their sticks on their own, because it's a valuable asset to be able to string your own sticks. I learned that the hard way, because I hated every time I bought a stick and it had factory stringing. I hated having to break it in. I hated going all the practices of throwing horrible passes and missing shots and not being able to catch with the frying pan factory stringing. So I wanted to learn to string my own sticks, because at the time I didn't know you could pay people to do it, and even if I had known, I wouldn't have been able to do it, because I live all the way up here and it would cost me probably some odd dollars, somewhere in the double digits dollars, just to ship it down there, let alone pay for the actual stringing. So Greg helped me out a lot. A lot of the stringers that gave out their patterns did. A lot of tutorials helped, stuff like that. And on the side of stringers who don't give out their patterns, generally the people who don't give out their patterns are in a place of business, where they have certain pockets that they trademarked, I guess. I don't want to go out and say that they trademarked them, because I'm not 100% sure if they have like patents on them or anything. But they have certain patterns for certain pockets that they find that work, and they just kind of translate them to different heads. Like Throwing a String does it with his custom pockets. He doesn't. Generally, you wouldn't want to give out those patterns, because then your business is just going to die, because everyone has the patterns for the pockets. So why even pay him to string one? Which, I mean, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense why you would do that. And I'm not saying here nor there. I'm not on either side. I tend to give out my patterns. I'll give out some of my patterns. Some patterns I won't give out. Because, I mean, most of the time if I don't give out a pattern, it's because I'm still testing the pocket to see if it throws the way I like. Because generally what I do is I find something that I like a lot, and I kind of give it to you guys, see if you guys will like it, and hopefully you do. So I tend to test my pockets before I give out the patterns, and so I don't generally give out all of my patterns, but I give out a fair share of them. But the thing is I mean, people asking big companies for patterns, like I've seen people comment on Throwing a Strings post asking for patterns and stuff like that. I understand why they don't give them to you, but you know, I can understand the want for the pattern, but they're not going to give them to you. Generally, 100% of the time, they won't give them to you out in the open. You might get lucky and you might get one in like a direct message or something, but generally the best thing that I try to do is kind of look at the sidewall of their pockets and just try and replicate it the best I can, because that way you get the pattern, they don't have to give it out, and I mean, generally everyone wins. I mean, I won't 100% condone the idea. I mean, it is kind of stealing, but at the same time, if you don't tell anybody, then what's the harm in it? But I don't want to 100% say that I'm not at all saying stealing is okay, but I mean it is a pattern, and if you get angry at someone stealing your pattern, don't post a picture of the sidewall, because I mean, and if you make it that easy to read, like if you want to post a picture of the side profile, like do it like this so the glow is so bright that you can't even see it, or do it far away like this. Oh, you can still see the pocket. It's a really nice mid pocket. Got a really nice channel. Can you read the sidewall? No. So if you're gonna post a picture and you don't want to give out the pattern, and you don't want the sidewall to be visible, I've seen someone on Instagram, he posts a sidewall picture and then he like blacks, he like goes into like an app where you can like draw on your pictures, like Snapchat. If you were to take a picture of it and then he just colors out the sidewall, he literally puts a big thick black streak across the sidewall. That's an effective way of doing it. You still see the pocket and then there's just a big black streak right there. So there are ways you can post pictures and not give out your pattern. If someone asks you for a pattern, I mean, you can say no. But there are nice ways of doing it. You know, saying like, hey, you know, I'd love to help you out if you need any help, but I don't really give out patterns. But I can definitely help you find a pattern that works. You know, perfect example right there. So I mean, generally, I just don't like seeing people be rude to people that ask for patterns, I guess, because I've seen people ask for patterns and people posting back on Instagram, tagging the person that asked for a pattern, writing a paragraph about why in the world he should put so much work into finding a pattern that works and then give it away like that. Like there's a point where like attitude comes into it, and I mean, I work in retail. I work at a grocery store. If a customer asked me where something was, and I straight up was like, find it yourself, like basically because basically that's what you're saying. If someone asks for your pattern and you say, no, I worked hard to figure this pattern out, sorry. If some customer was like, hey, where's this? And I was like, find it yourself, I'd be fired so fast. At least I would get in a lot of trouble. So, I mean, there are nice ways to say things, and there are wrong ways to say things, and I hate seeing people do it the wrong way, because, I mean, I asked for patterns a lot when I was younger, and I was learning to string sticks. I asked Throne for patterns, I asked Greg for patterns. He gave out most of them, but there were some that he didn't, and I asked for them. I asked Weston for patterns. I asked Clutch Fanatic or Josh for patterns. I asked everyone for patterns. And sometimes I got them, sometimes I didn't. But those were 4 prime examples of guys who let me down nicely. They're like, hey, listen, I don't give out patterns, but I can help you if you need any help. And they actually helped me become the stringer I am today. So I think those 4 people, because those are the 4 originals that I used to watch. At least those aren't the 4 actual originals that I know of, but those are the 4 that I used to watch. So thank you to those 4. Hopefully you guys took something from this video. Stringers who give up patterns, keep doing what you do. Stringers who don't, there are nice ways to say no to people who ask for them, and there are ways to prevent people from finding them. So this is just kind of a final, like a thoughts rant sort of video. I kind of like to do these sometimes just to get my thoughts out in the world, let you guys know my point of view. So if you guys like this video, like it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm going to be doing another giveaway here pretty soon. I might announce it today, actually. I think I know what I'm going to give away already. I might actually be giving away 3 things, so look out for that. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.